How would you respond when a younger woman casually asks, "How old are you?" It seems like an innocent enough question, but for many men over 40, it can feel like a trap, a moment where everything from your confidence to your perceived value is being tested. And unfortunately, most men fail the test before they even realize they're taking it. They stumble, they start over-explaining, they laugh nervously. They say things like, "I'm only 45, does that bother you? I'm 50, but people always say I look younger. I'm 55, but I still have energy. I go to the gym regularly." On the surface, these answers might seem okay, harmless, even honest. But here's the truth most men never realize. Those types of responses radiate insecurity. They're trying too hard to get approval. They sound like they're apologizing for their age instead of owning it. And once you start sounding insecure, especially about your age, it's over. You've lost the moment. Now let's get this out of the way. Your age isn't actually the problem. Not even close. Women don't walk away from older men because of the number. They walk away because of what that number does to you. If your age makes you hesitate, makes you unsure, or makes you chase validation, then that's what she's reacting to. The right answer to "How old are you?" isn't about the digits, it's about the delivery. Confidence is the real attraction. So let's break this all down. Why do women, especially younger women, ask about your age in the first place? And what's the best way to answer so you don't just survive the question, you win the moment? Let's start with what she's really asking. In most cases, when a woman asks about your age, she already knows you're older. That's obvious from your face, your demeanor, your body, your energy. She's not playing detective. What she really wants to know is how you feel about it. She's testing your mindset. Will your age make you act insecure? Will you become awkward, nervous, apologetic? Or will your age be part of your masculine appeal, something you carry with strength, like a well-earned scar? That's what she's checking for. Because deep down, every woman knows this. A man who is comfortable with his age is likely comfortable with himself. And a man who is comfortable with himself, that's rare, that's powerful, that's attractive. Let's take it further. If a younger woman is asking you, "How old are you?" it means one thing for sure: she's open to the idea. She's curious, she's interested. She wouldn't even ask if the door wasn't already cracked open. So what you do next either swings it wide open or slams it shut. Let me give you a new mindset. Don't treat your age like a hurdle. Treat it like a flex. You're not trying to pass her test. You are the test. You're not trying to impress her. You're letting her figure out if she's mature enough to keep up with you. So when she asks your age, what's the best move? Let's go through a few practical tools you can use right away. Tool 1. Frame your age as a benefit. Instead of dodging the question or downplaying your age, do this. Frame it as a gift, as something that adds to your value. Say something like, "I'm in my early 40s, and I've never enjoyed life more. I know who I am now. No games, no confusion." Or, "I'm 52. These past few years have taught me more than any decade before. I wouldn't trade it for anything." You're showing maturity, stability, and experience without sounding like you're begging for acceptance. That's attractive. Women want to feel safe and led. If you come across like you're ashamed of your own timeline, she'll never feel secure following you. Tool 2. Flip the question back on her. Here's a clever way to regain control of the conversation without sounding defensive. She asks, "How old are you?" You smile and say, "Old enough to know what I want." "But what about you? How young are you?" "I gotta make sure you're not too young for me." This flips the script. Now you're the one making decisions. You're the one assessing her. Women are drawn to men who lead. This playful reversal sends the message that you're selective, that you're confident, that you're not trying to impress, you're observing. That's powerful energy. Tool 3. Make it a game. Some men don't like giving away their age right away. Not because they're insecure, but because they want to keep a little mystery alive. If that's you, make it fun. Tease a little. Try saying, "You tell me, guess how old you think I am." She'll usually guess younger than you are to be polite. Whatever number she gives, add 2 years and give her a grin. Her, "I don't know, maybe 40. You, close, just turned 42. Boom, you kept it playful, you didn't lie, and you stayed in control. This technique works best when you've already built some rapport and you're both relaxed. The key here is tone. If you say it with a smirk, she'll lean into the flirt. If you say it with tension, she'll feel the discomfort and retreat. Let it be light, let it be fun. Tool 4. Use humor to break tension. Some men love humor. If that's you, use it to your advantage. Say something like, "Old enough to be your uncle, young enough to dance better than your ex." Or, let's just say, "I still remember life before Instagram, and I'm grateful for it." Laughter disarms people. If you can make her laugh, you've already created connection, and connection beats age every time. Just make sure your humor comes from a place of security, not self-deprecation. Never put yourself down to win her over. You don't have to be the clown, you just have to be the man who's comfortable enough to be playful. So let's say the question is already out there. She asked, "How old are you?" You've already learned the first rule: don't flinch. Now let's go deeper, because age isn't the real issue. The real issue is what you've done with your years. That's what people really feel when they talk to you. It's not about being 45, 52, or 60. It's about the energy you carry when you walk into a room. let's talk about how to make that energy unforgettable. Here are 6 stoic tools that make your age irrelevant and your presence magnetic. Tool 1. Speak from experience, not ego. Older men sometimes make the mistake of trying to prove their worth by talking too much about it. They overshare, they try to teach, they drop quotes, flex accomplishments, or start sentences with "back in my day." That's ego talking, and ego is exhausting to be around. Instead, speak less, but speak from experience. Be the man who's seen some things. Be the man who doesn't need to dominate the conversation, but when he does speak, it's thoughtful, grounded. The Stoics believed in measured words. Say more with less. That's how you carry your age like armor, not baggage. Tool 2. Slow down your tempo. Younger guys often try to impress women with high energy. They talk fast, move fast. They need to be noticed. But when a man has lived through enough, he slows down. His eyes stay calm, his voice drops, his words land, and that stillness, that control, that's attractive. If she's 25 and still figuring out who she is, your calm presence can feel like gravity. You don't have to say, "I'm older and wiser." She'll feel it in the way you move. Slow movements, direct eye contact, pauses in conversation. These signal that you're not desperate for approval, you're centered. And in a noisy world, that silence is loud. Tool 3. Reframe her youth as your standard. Here's a powerful mindset flip most men never use. Instead of wondering, "Am I too old for her?" ask, "Is she mature enough for me?" Say it out loud to yourself if you have to. You've lived, you've built, you've healed, you've made mistakes and owned them. You're not just older, you're qualified. So when a woman in her 20s or early 30s asks about your age, your first instinct should never be to feel less than. She's curious about you. Remember, that's not something to hide from, that's something to evaluate. Ask yourself, can she hold a real conversation? Does she carry herself with emotional intelligence? Is she just looking for fun? Or is she ready to connect with a man who knows who he is? By flipping the frame, you avoid the trap of chasing. You become the prize. Because in the real world, maturity is rare, and men who hold a higher standard, even rarer. Tool 4. Drop hints before she asks. Here's a technique for men who want to stay in control of the age conversation. Plant clues early. Mention a movie from your childhood. Reference a historic moment you witnessed. Say something like, "I still remember when cell phones were the size of bricks." These are harmless, light, funny, but they do something powerful. They set the expectation. Now when she asks your age, she's not shocked. You've already dropped hints, and you did it with confidence. It also gives you a chance to gauge her reaction before the question even comes up. If she laughs, plays along, or stays curious, you know she's open. If she looks confused or disinterested, you've already dodged a bullet. Either way, you're in control. Tool 5. Use the stone face compliment trick. Let's say you tell her your age. You drop the number like it's no big deal. She blinks. She's quiet, maybe even surprised. Now what? Here's where most men start apologizing or over-explaining. Don't. Instead, use what I call the stone face compliment move. You say something like, "I figured you'd say that. Most women your age aren't used to men with depth." Then pause. Don't smile. Don't soften. Let it hang. This move does 3 things at once. Ron. It owns your age without apology. It suggests you're selective. Most women aren't ready for you. It dares her to prove she's different. That kind of confidence hits hard. You're not trying to win her over. You're challenging her to level up, and that's intoxicating. Tool 6. End with a forward move. Whatever her reaction is, curiosity, surprise, flirtation, you never want to just sit there and wait for her to decide how to feel. Always end with a forward move. Change the subject, pivot into something engaging. Take the lead. Try this. Her. "So, how old are you?" You. 49. Her. "Really? Wow, I wouldn't have guessed." You. "Appreciate that. Anyway, tell me about that tattoo. I saw it earlier and was wondering the story behind it." Or, you. 45. "And you're probably wondering how I still have this much hair." She laughs. You smile. Let's get out of here before this turns into a therapy session. Confidence isn't just in your answer. It's in how quickly you shift back to being present, playful, and engaged. You're not explaining your existence. You're inviting her into your world. Final word. You are the standard. Let's be real. Most men over 40 get scared of dating younger women, not because they think they're too old, but because they've been taught that their best days are behind them. But that's a lie. If you've been working on yourself, growing, staying healthy, building a life of meaning, your best years are ahead of you, not behind. And a woman who's younger than you, she can feel that. She sees the difference between you and the men her age. They're still proving. You're already living. So the next time someone asks, "How old are you?" say the number, smile, and then say something like this: "Old enough to know what I want, and smart enough not to chase it." You're not on the defense. You're not playing catch up. You're the man who knows his worth. And no number can take that from you.